You probably saw the headlines. iPro Realty, a huge Canadian brokerage with 2,400 agents, suddenly just collapsed. And end the chaos, a massive shortfall in clients' deposit money is found. Initially reported as high as $10 million. That's the money people scrape together for a down payment on their dream home. While regulators and insurance programs like RECO stepped in to help ensure transactions could still close and to process the claims. The scandal created enormous stress and revealed a terrifying truth. The system you trusted with your life savings has cracks. This was a brutal wake-up call for the entire industry. The loopholes that allowed a brokerage trust account to be mishandled can leave your deposit dangerously exposed. Today we're going to talk about what most agents don't. I'm just not going to point out the problems. I'm going to show you the exact strategies I use to build a fortress around my clients' money. This is the conversation your real estate agent should be having with you. And it starts with understanding where your money is really going. The iPro disaster wasn't a case of a few bad apples. It was a systemic failure. The brokerage's principals were accused of systematically mishandling the trust funds, moving them into operating accounts and even paying themselves directly. Regulators like Real Estate Council of Ontario, RECO, took action by shutting the brokerage down after the shortfall was discovered during a scheduled inspection, but the event showed how exposed your life savings can be in an account that lacks real-time independent oversight. As a real estate professional, my fiduciary duty, my core responsibility is to protect you. That's more than just finding a great house at a good price. It's about shielding your financial future from risks you might not even see. In my book, the strategies I'm about to share aren't just best practices. They are essential. When you make an offer, you'll probably provide a deposit, usually about 5% of the purchase price, as a sign of good faith. You're told this money will be held in trust until closing. That sounds safe, right? The word trust is right there. Here's the detail that matters. That trust account is typically held by the listing brokerage, the company representing the seller. This is standard industry practice. But think about it. It puts your money in the hands of a company you didn't choose. You haven't vetted. And the company's financial health is a mystery to you. The iPro scandal is a perfect example how this can go sideways. A brokerage could allegedly mask a trust account shortfall with a constant flow of new deals coming in. But when the market slows down like now, the music stops and the empty accounts are just exposed. This is why the very first thing I discuss with my clients is challenging this standard procedure. When I see a small no-name company or a big company like iPro, whose business model can only survive when there's tons of transactions, my first line of defense is to have the funds held in my own RE/MAX brokerage's trust account. This gives us more control and oversight. If the listing brokerage is small, unproven firm, or if neither brokerage seems trustworthy, the second suggestion is to use your lawyer's audited trust account. A lawyer's trust account is governed by a different set of strict regulations and isn't subject to the same cash flow pressures of a real estate brokerage. This single step removes a huge layer of risk from day one. Knowing who holds the money is step one. Step two is to build a safety net so that if the worst happens, your money is protected. The first layer of protection in Ontario is mandatory and automatic. Deposit insurance. Every agent and brokerage must participate in an insurance program administered by RECO. This program protects your deposit against loss due to fraud, insolvency, or theft. It's a crucial backstop, but it has limits. The coverage is capped at $200,000 per claim, and the total payout for a single event, like a brokerage collapse, is limited only to $4 million. If the total claims exceed that amount, payments are made on prorated basis, meaning You might not get all of your money back if they are caught in a large-scale failure, like iPro. This is exactly why relying on insurance alone isn't enough. The ultimate protection is to write it directly into your offer of purchase. Here's the move. Our first preference is to insist on a clause stating the deposit will be held in trust by the buyer's agent brokerage. This places the funds with a company you choose and vetted. If there's a pushback or if we have any concerns about both brokerages, our second move is to insist that the deposit be held by the buyer's lawyer. This takes the funds completely out of the hands of either brokerage and places them with a neutral third party who works only for you. Making this demand might get some pushback from a seller's agent who just wants a quick standard deal. But honestly, any resistance to guaranteeing the safety of your life saving is a giant red flag. A true professional on either side will understand. My job is to have these tough conversations so you don't have to. If you have found this information helpful, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. So we have control where the money is, and we need to understand the insurance backstop. The third strategy is to use the contract itself as a shield through verification and contingencies. This is where a diligent agent truly earns their commission. First, we make sure your legal exit ramps are built right into the contract. These are your conditions for financing and home inspection. If the banks won't lend and the inspection uncovers a money pit, a well-written condition allows you to walk away and get your deposit back. But you have to be obsessive about the deadlines. Missing one by even a day could mean you forfeit your entire deposit. I work hand in glove with my clients to track these dates. Second, we do our homework on the listing brokerage. I advise my clients to never take a company's reputation for granted. A clean, well-run brokerage won't have an issue with a buyer insisting on using their agent's brokerage trust account. Whereas a secondary option, their lawyer's evasion or pushback, is a clear warning sign. Finally, we get a paper trail for everything. Every conversation about the deposit is confirmed in writing. When the deposit is paid, we get an immediate written receipt confirming the amount and the date. If the deal ever goes sideways, this documentation is your ironclad proof you paid deposit. The iPro Realty scandal was a tragedy that cost people their peace of mind and it put their savings at risk. But it was a powerful learning lesson. It taught us we can't blindly trust the old ways of doing things. The system has cracks, and you have to be proactive to ensure you don't fall through them. But you're not powerless. By applying these strategies, insisting your agent's brokerage or your lawyer's holds the deposit, understanding the limits of an insurance, and building a safety net of contractual conditions and verifications, you can take control. You can build a fortress around your funds that protect you from fraud, negligence, and systemic failures. This isn't about paranoia. It's about being prudent. Your home will be the biggest investment you will ever make. Protecting your deposit is the first crucial step. You are the ultimate guardian of your money, and now you have the insider knowledge to do it right. Protecting your deposit is mission critical. If you are thinking of buying, selling real estate in the GTA, please give me a call. My contact information is in the description below. Don't leave the biggest financial decision of your life to chance. Be informed, be demanding, and be protected. Until next time, see you soon.